Good evening, everybody. I am Sunil Chaya, Facilitator Personal Development, and I have Dr. Praveen here. Dr. Praveen,
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Praveen Shrivastava, business coach and management consultant. And today's topic is how we can achieve personal excellence and professional excellence.
yeah,
Sunil sir.
yeah. So, Dr. Praveen, one question which I wanted to ask you is that how do people really take their life to a certain destination? First of all, they need to know where they are currently,
Mhm.
and secondly, where
Right.
they really want to go. So, do you think that people are aware of these things? To
Uh,
what extent?
uh, okay, the answer is yes or no, because past so many years I am giving coaching to business owner, entrepreneurs, and corporate CEOs. And one thing I've realized that both personal excellence and professional excellence both are equally important. If they
Right.
are good in personal excellence but they lack professional excellence, or they are excellent in the personal excellence but they lack professional excellence, then both the cases they will not be achieved overall excellence. So in my opinion, personal excellence and professional excellence both are very important. So while I am going to address the professional excellence, but without personal excellence, professional excellence will never come, which is
Okay.
definitely your topic. So I would request if you can throw some light on how people, or especially entrepreneur, business owner, women entrepreneur, especially at the time of corona, where people are under stress, how they can achieve the personal excellence.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Praveen. Yeah. So, what I feel is, first of all, people should know what their purpose in life is. What is it that they really want to achieve in life, and where do they really want to go in life? So, I would request people that if they have, a written list of things of what they want in life, it may be financial, health, relationship, career, business, studies. People wanting students who want to do something, or they want to really get into some certain other career aspects, they should have a thing written down with them, and they should work out which is the one which really resonates with them. So once they know that this is resonating with them, they have to write it down, script it, write it down in the way like this, that I am so happy and grateful now that whatever your goal is, and in that goal, what they should have is that I am going to do so and so things. These are the services that I'm going to give, and this is what I'm going to benefit from that because of the services. And this particular services that is there is going to benefit one or more person, and it will be beneficial for everybody concerned. So this is how that goal should be written. But once you write that with the date, that by this time I should do it, because see, unless you don't give a date, you do not know when you want to finish it up. You'll go on working on it without any proper, uh, a sort of a focus on a particular deadline or timeline. So you must do that. And unless you don't have a proper goal, you are not going to take your life to the next level, right? Because it's just like in GPS. When you're traveling somewhere, you're putting your where you're located right now, what your location is, and you're adding the destination. So unless you don't add the destination, the GPS does not show you the map and is not able to tell you how much time it's going to take and what route you're supposed to take. In the same manner, you need to show yourself that this is where I want to go. Today you are at this level, okay, and you want to go to this level. Now, how do you go there unless you don't find out what level you want to go to? Once you've decided on that, then only you will start going towards that level, right? So that is what one thing which you need to know. Secondly, whatever goal you've written, you try to script it as to the extent giving all the details, whatever possible, and record it on your mobile and listen to it whenever you want to. Or listen to it. That creates a sort of a image, because see what happens is that whatever thoughts that is there in the environment around here is picked up by your five physical senses. Those five physical senses like see, hear, taste, smell, touch, they pick up those that information. That thought is in your conscious mind, and it gets and you have to convert it into an image or a video. So first, because we don't think in words, we think in images. Once that image gets created, that has to be really impressed upon your inner mind. So the conscious mind and the inner mind is a subconscious mind. And once you impress it there with full focus and attention, then what happens? You some emotions pop up. Those emotions and the image, when they are aligned together, it magnifies your imagination, and that creates feelings in your physical body. So once the feelings are created, it creates vibration in your body. Those vibrations are sent out to the universe. And the universe then starts searching for those vibrations all over and brings back to you the results. Right? So this is how the whole system works. This is in very brief that I've explained. There's so much to learn in this. Now, once you are able to learn this and once you're able to grasp this particular concept, it becomes very easy. Right? Now, one thing is here, you don't have to simply wish or want. These are very superficial. If you desire, it is something more deeper, but you need to pursue it. Once you find out that this is what I want in my life, pursue it. And I will go one step further. You pledge that you will do it. Okay. So I am so grateful. I am so happy and grateful now that I pledge that I will do so. I will be able to do so and so, so and so, so and so is my goal. So just having a wish, want, or a burning desire does not help. It has to be either pursued, focused and pursued, and then you need to pledge that you'll do it. And for that, you need to ask yourself two questions. The first question is, am I able to do this? So what will you answer? Yes, I am able to do this. Am I willing to do whatever it takes? You'll say, yes, I am willing to do whatever it takes. So once you answer those questions in the affirmative, then you are able to pledge it very easily. So in this is what, as far as the desires and personal goals are concerned, I feel that this is in the personal for improving your personal excellence. You first need to start with this. This is just the beginning. And when you are wanting to do something on the professional side, Dr. Praveen will explain to you what professional goals or etc. is all about and how you can then go to and achieve them. So, Dr. Praveen.
Sure. So, business excellence or a professional excellence is basically, since this program is meant for entrepreneur and business owner, it's all about how you strengthen your business through strengthening the robust system and processes. And there are six components of professional excellence. One is the leadership. Number two is basically your business plan or strategic planning. Number three is the customer focus, because without customer, you can't grow. Number four is your information system, what we call management information system. Fifth is capability of your employee, those who are working with you, how you are able to enhance. And I'm going to explain shortly, all these components, definitely. And the number six component is of the business excellence or professional excellences. Improve your operational productivity, whether you are in a manufacturing business or in a service business, it doesn't matter. Whatever you are producing or doing it, you need to improve upon and try to improve the productivity and reduce wastages. Okay. And then obviously you need to monitor those results by distributing key performance indicator to all the stakeholders working in your organization. Right. So I will talk about first leadership, then I will again give it back to stage to you. Maybe you can add more, and then I'll talk about the other components. So leadership is basically is that how you can establish as a leader. I'm talking about the business owners. One is that you have authority and you can forcefully tell people, those who are working for you. Obviously, they listen because if they don't listen, they lose the job. But probably they will be not giving their 100%. But the moment you start motivating them, the moment you start mentoring them, then the respect will develop, and then they start giving the 100%. The other component of the leadership is basically, again, within the leadership there is a five very important components. One is the basically the creativity, second is uniqueness, third is excellence, fourth is innovation, and fifth is perfectness. So in order to become a good leader, you will have to be creative, and you need to also basically tell your employees or motivate your employees to do some creative, because if you are creative, definitely you will grow faster. The other thing is that apart from creative, you also need to be uniqueness. You need to have that uniqueness, because world is today asking about the uniqueness. In fact, the study says that if you have any product or services, if you are continue to sell or produce the same product or the same services more than 3 years, you'll be out of your business. So I'm not saying that every 3 years one should come out with a new product or the new services. At least if you are not able to do that, at least you need to modify your existing product or services within 3 years so that you can stay in the marketplace. So that is called the uniqueness. Point number three is excellence. So whatever you do, you need to have that excellence, that you will do 100% good with full your potential. And obviously innovation, because even if you don't have creativity, even if you don't have uniqueness, even if you don't have excellence, but you are innovative, still you are going to survive. And the last is very important aspect is that perfectness. So whatever you do, if you are doing your organization, you yourself, because if you want your organization to be perfect, first you need to be perfect. Very important thing I mentioned, that most of the business owner, medium-sized business owner, when I work with them, they reach office at 11 o'clock, but they want their employees to be there at 9 o'clock. And the first thing I'm telling them, that if you want your employees to be at 9 o'clock, you should be in the office at 8:45. Then only you can create an example. Otherwise, you will come at 11 o'clock. Within 2 hours, the productivity of these employee, I don't know how much is that, and you are going to lose a lot in terms of. So these are the small nitty gritties of the business, but business owner must understand what is leadership is all about. Until unless they are not clear, they'll not be able to achieve professional excellence. Sir.
Yeah, very true. In fact, my mentor Bob Proctor always says that if you want to really be successful in life, there are three things that you need to do. First is you need to really study whatever you are wanting to present to somebody. Reach that client or reach your office sharp by 9 a.m. And then thirdly is your presentation should be such that it catches the interest of that person within the first 20 seconds. That is how it should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So now we were talking about the goals and desires and everything. So I was just trying to find out as to how people can find out what their goal is. You are writing it down. It's okay. I've told you write down some 8 10 items and all and aspects that you want, and you then start select and then see what your energy level is on each particular aspect. The one which is the highest energy, you rate it as number one. So that is the aspect which you really want to go after for improving your personal excellence. But does it really happen that way? Because see, just by doing this energy test does not really help. There is a certain way by which you can do this particular process. You know, what I normally do is I first ask people to write down 10 things. Whatever 10 things that are there, write them down. I give them 30 seconds to write it down. Okay. So this is the exercise that you need to carry out. You take a pen and paper, write down 10 things that you really want in your life, what you desire in your life in 30 seconds. So once those 30 seconds are over, you in 10 seconds strike off five of them. Strike off five in 30 seconds. So what will be left out is just five. And now I simply give you I'll just tell you, okay, out of this five, tick mark the one which you like the most and the one which you will tick mark at that point of time. is absolutely the one which is impressed deep into your subconscious mind. So that is the one which is the actual purpose in life. And it may not match the one which you have done after the energy test. So then you take
So
up that particular purpose. Yes, doctor. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
exactly what you're saying is brilliant, and the corporate world has adopted absolutely this thing into the second component which I talked about is strategic planning. So
strategic
what
plan.
people, yeah. So what in business the business owner should do it that they need to write first their business objective, and that business objective must be aligned with their vision and mission of the company. Now, once they are very clearly written their business objective, and that need to be smart, so that is specific, measurable, and attainable, and all those, correct, which I'm sure you are going to explain now. And because without any yardstick or measurement, goals has no meaning. So once their objective is being defined smartly, then what they need to do, they need to distribute their uh, goals to the functional heads. And like functional head means sales and marketing and operations and HR, and they need to give, they need to break down their own goals to the respective department, and respective department head should take what is important to them in their area. They should pick up those goals, and they should make objective for themselves. Now they should also exactly write in terms of the measurable, and then once their goals are finalized, they should give their goals to the team down the line, and each team will pick up something. So what will happen? There is a connect starting from top to bottom. The business objective, then business owner's objective, then functional head's objective, and the people down the line, those who are working. So everything is a sync. So what will happen? Each and every organization person belong to the organization, they will be working on one goal, what? Achieving vision and mission of the organization. Yeah.
Yes, so very true. So very true. In fact, I would say one thing that vision and the mission both go to hand in hand of a company. Now, what happens normally? Why they are not able to achieve? Let's go one more step further. Why they are not able to achieve? Thing is that whatever the results they are getting today in the present moment is what they are looking at. They are looking at what results they've got. Even if it's a student, he's looking at his results. This is my the marks that I've got. Or if it's a businessman, or if it's somebody an entrepreneur, he looks at his sales sheet or his balance sheet, and then he starts looking at those things, and then he starts thinking about and impressing it upon his subconscious mind. What happens is that what you are doing is you're simply taking the results that have already taken place into your mind. No, that is not what you need to do. Because what result you will get ultimately, even after that, is just maybe a 10, 15, 20% improvement in that earlier result. What you need to do, as I said, what goal you have, that vision you have, you imagine it, and then you simply impress it upon the subconscious mind. Once you start doing that, it will get impressed. It will create those super imagination, the magnified imagination, the emotions, and the vibration. And the vibration will again go out, it will give you the result. Because once the vibration goes out, the universe starts searching for the same vibrations in the universe and brings it back to you by what is known as the law of attraction. That is the result it will get. And that result will be very much closer to what you really imagined. It will not, it will be way, way ahead of what you are seeing today and then working on that again. Never do that. You work from upside to the down, and what has gone inside, what has gone inside has to come out. So upside down, inside out. That is the formula that you keep in mind, right? So this is how you get the results, and you need to if even if you want, if your sales sheet or a balance sheet shows some x figures, and you say no, this at the most I can do over 15, 20, 25% of increase in the by the end of the next financial year. No, you think of doing it, having the results as 500% of what you did. You can do it. You can do it. It's only a matter of imagination. You have your imagination and your goals should be illogical. Something which you also feel at that point of time that this is not really logical. Why? because you're thinking through your logical mind. You have to think from a creative mind. You have two brain hemispheres. One is the left brain, one is the right brain. 98% people are working on the left brain predominantly. There are just a few percent, 2 or 3% people who are working predominantly on the right brain. But you have to work in such a way, you have to bring down your levels of your frequency of the brain in such a way that you are able to operate both the brain hemispheres together, the right as well as the left. Then you are more creative and you're more action taking. Because 90% of the brain is controlled by your right brain hemisphere. Only the 10% which is the left brain which takes care of the other workings of the human body. And that the left brain is only meant to give command to your body, physical body, to take action. All the other work is done by the right brain. So if you're simply not using your right brain, naturally you can see that you're not making use of 90% of your brain. You're just making use of 10%. Or that is the left brain hemisphere. The total brain working that you're doing is just 3 to 4%. Einstein also said that he was using only 10% of his brain.
Yeah, I read about that. Yeah, you are
Right?
absolutely
Yeah.
correct.
So
Yeah.
even if you increase your brain capacity by 1%, you're halfway to Einstein's
Mhm.
abilities. Correct, Dr. Praveen? So what
Yes,
you need to do?
absolutely.
Yeah. So what you need to do? You
Yeah.
was
What?
first of all,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
first
Please,
of all,
please carry on, sir.
James Cook, he was a naval explorer. What he said, is that do just once what others say you can't do, and you never listen to their limitations again. Mind you, you have a set of limitations within you today. Somebody else is giving you opinions and advices because they are all free. Anybody can give you an opinion, anybody can give you advice. All free, available. And everybody is ready, whether he has done what you want to do or whether he has not done. But he has an advice to give you. And he has an opinion to share. And if you listen to them, you are going to remain wherever you are today. But but if you just don't listen to them once, what will happen is that every time you make a decision, you will do it on your own conscious awareness, and you will do it by using your total mental power, your mental faculties, both your conscious as well as subconscious mind, and you will get the results that you really want. You see, had those Wright brothers listened to their parents, because their father used to say, that if you make man fly, God will burn you in heaven. That is what he told them. But they never listened. They were simple cycle mechanics,
Mhm.
but they didn't listen. They did listen. They went ahead with their passion, and what today we are just hours away from anywhere in the world, thanks to the Wright brothers, right? So you also need to do that. Follow that path. Follow that path, and see where you will reach. I'm sure if you do this day in and out, you're bound to go 500% in the next financial year. So, Dr. Praveen, if you can take them further on this, how they can create their own targets and sales sheets if they want to
Sure.
reach to those levels.
So,
Yeah.
yes, so I'm going to talk about the third component of basically the professional excellence. So I've explained about the leadership, I've explained about the right strategy in the business. The third component is customer focus. Today in the competitive market scenario, responding the customer queries, how we can create a customer experience, that is extremely important, because often people are confused that advertising creates the branding. Advertising is just 10% of the total branding today. What is actually branding? Branding is basically how you can create a customer experience when and especially post sale service, when you sold the product. After that, how much you are going to care your customer, because if you are not going to care, the other company would be coming, and they'll take away the entire share, because the market and the competition is fierce. The other aspect of the customer focus and customer related aspect is that you need to have some kind of competitive advantage. Competitive advantage, in a very simplest term I'm going to explain, is that something which you offer which your competitor cannot. So what you can do, you can use that competitive advantage to your business advantage, and you can fight the competition. In the lack of any kind of competitive advantage, it is very difficult to fight. in the marketplace. So that's something also business owner, they need to incorporate in their business plan, that how do they create a competitive advantage in their product or services. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk
So
about uh, three more components, but slowly.
yes,
So
yes.
I'm trying to. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so let me even I would also like to add something on this. In fact, I would like to take one step further. People have got so much of competition. People know that there's so much of competition today in the market as far as businesses are concerned. People know even in their personal excellence, they need to do a lot of things by which others you have to overcome so many other circumstances and the external environment. But you know, they still have that. If they still have that passion, they can still do it, but there is something which does not make them do it. You see, in the book, The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace Water said, that you do not get rich by doing things in a certain way. Rather, you do not get rich by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. So there's a certain particular way by which you should do. So what is a certain way? See, we are having a diary and all. We have a to-do list and all. Every day we get up in the morning and we write down what you are supposed to do today, right? Maybe there may be about 10, 15, 20 items, depending upon what tasks you have to carry out. And that includes everything that you want to do on that particular day. But I would suggest one thing, that you need to really change that habit. Change it in what way? In what way? You need to really segregate between what your normal to-do list is and what is the list that you need to take forward and to achieve your goals. See, Charles Schwab was a very big. He was a CEO of one of the biggest steel plants in the U.S. It was in the 1930s and 40s. And when he was a CEO, he saw that his sales are reducing. Like, he was not knowing really what's happening. Though he was more than a millionaire that time. He was almost a billionaire by that time. And he said that why things are happening. Somebody there in US came and told him, "Sir, I have a solution for this. But you need to really try it out for 30 days." He says, "Okay, I'll do that. What is that idea? Let me know." So he told him, "Sir, every day morning when you come to the office, you write down 6 activities that will take you towards your goal. Now those 6 activities should be in a priority manner. So that you unless you don't finish the number one activity, you don't go to the second activity at all. In this manner, you finish 6 activities. If at all, if at all you are not able to complete all the six, you carry forward those balance activities. But considering the priority of that next day, right? This is how you do the six. It's known as six goal achieving activities. So Charles Schwab said, okay, let me try that out. So what is the payment that I need to give you? He says, sir, you don't need to give me anything right now. First try it out for 30 years. If you feel that things have worked out well for you and you have benefited from this, then whatever payment you make to me, I will accept it. And he went away. You will not believe, in just 20 days time, the sales of the company shot up by 200%. Just 20 days time. And Charles Schwab
That's something.
on the
Mhm.
21st day, he wrote a check to that person of $5,000. In those days, $5,000 was a huge amount. Even today, it's a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
amount.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
$5,000 check he sent to him. Said, I've really benefited from this. I've not even finished 30 days and I've benefited so much. So imagine if I go for the next 9 days now, what will be the benefit? So this is how you do. But how can you do that? How can you do that? Activities are there. So many thoughts come to you. 50,000 thoughts in a day. How do you segregate them? One, I'll give one beautiful idea. You take 30 minutes of time in a day and give
Okay.
just just 1 minute for a thought, right? To write down a thought. Write down 30 such thoughts. Okay. In those 30 thoughts, you find out which are the ones which are positive and which are negative, which are not really benefiting you. What I mean by negative is that
Hmm. Okay.
cut them off. Just keep those positive ones. In those positive ones, which are the ones which are taking you towards your goal, write that down and start take, listing out the activities that you need to do based on that particular thought. Okay, so this is known as the productive activities. Whenever we do a lot of things, there are so many non-productive activities. So things which you really are not necessary. So you can write on every day. You can start doing it because every day you get 50,000 thoughts. Every day you have different thoughts coming in, and every day you do this exercise for 30 minutes, 30 thoughts, one thought per minute, and follow this exercise, and then you see what happens. You yourself be wondering that you are now your mind and your brain, because see the mind guides the brain and the brain guides the body. Okay, so
So,
your mind will automatically start filtering out the thoughts. It will not allow the thoughts which don't resonate with you to come into you. Few years,
so
and there
probably,
will, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So,
you're saying
so
something.
probably this is the same, when we were in corporate, we have been taught that how to segregate. So every morning we used to write it what we are supposed to do, things to do, and then
Yeah,
they said it that identify which is very important, which is very urgent, which is less important or less urgent. And they said the first of all you need to complete those things which are very important, sorry, urgent. Okay.
right,
And then during the day you should take care of very important, but things which are little urgent and little important, probably you can delegate it. So
correct.
I think what you're talking is almost the same thing. And the other
Yes,
thing is that when it comes to the business excellence, or what we call professional excellence, I advise all the business owners that they need to come back to this practice of writing things to do. In fact, much better is that if they can plan next day one previous evening in advance, like like if they want to do anything tomorrow, so they need to plan it tonight and write it everything, and then next morning they can start it. So if they plan it well in advance, then this is what the saying in corporate, that you take 70% of time planning. Once you are planning well, it takes 30 minutes for you to execute it. So
absolutely,
yes, this
absolutely.
is uh, you know good methodologies which people can adopt in order to improve not only professionally, but as you said, on a personal excellence as well.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
doctor. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So in personal excellence also, you if you do these exercises, you will see that even in your personal life, you are moving ahead and you go to the next level in life. And once you start going to the next level in life, even in your personal life, automatically the professional life also improves. Then it's only a matter of taking a few actions in your professional life to really take a business to the next level, right?
Mhm.
So whatever that you're doing, see, I'll tell you one thing. If you know that everything works based on certain laws, these laws are not made by man; they are all universal laws. Know something that whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not, these laws are working. Just like the law of gravity. If a person falls on, whether it's good or bad, doesn't matter. He's going to fall on the ground. Same way, if you follow these laws, in fact, if you see Wonder Braun considered to be the father of space science. He says that
Mhm.
the laws of the universe are so perfect that you have no difficulty building a spaceship, taking man to the moon, and landing the spaceship on the moon the precision of a fraction of a second. I mean, he really knew these laws and he was wondering as to how these things are happening. He really had a very, very deep insight of these laws of the universe and he used to follow these laws to the letter. And he knew that there is something which has created this whole universe and which has created these laws. It can't happen on its own. which he calls the creator. So there is a creator, there is a God that we call. There's a creator which takes care of all these things. And everything works in perfection. Because see, whatever in these laws, whatever you're seeking is seeking you. It's only a matter of becoming aware of it. So once you have put your goal or a desire and you're pledged to do that, then that thing starts getting manifested. It starts getting manifested in your
Okay,
life. And it
okay.
comes
I have
back to
one
you.
question.
It comes back to you. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so I have one question. Maybe our viewers must have this question: what are the laws and everything you are talking about? How we can align to these laws? What we need to do on a daily basis so that we can get aligned? Because I'm
yeah.
sure that question is going to in their mind. So if you can just little explain to them.
Yes, yes, yes. See, first of all, we should first know that these laws exist. Okay, just be aware that these
Mhm,
laws
mhm,
exist, or just believe that these laws exist. Take it for granted that these
mhm.
laws exist. All right. Now, in our when we want to align yourself, because I will tell you one thing: the the animals and the plants, they are very much aligned to the universe. Okay, so well aligned. You when if you see those birds, during when they are going away to a different place at different seasons when they migrate there, they do it absolutely as per the laws of the universe. But human humans, they are the highest form of creation, and they are totally misaligned. Totally misaligned. Why are they misaligned with the universal laws? Is because they have the power of creating their own life. How do they have this power? Because of those, they have certain mental faculties within them, which makes them to and teaches them how to co-create. It helps them to co-create. And those mental faculties, they are all into your right brain hemisphere. So what you need to do is you you are as it is living in three planes. One is the spiritual plane, one is the intellectual plane, which is the mind and the brain, and the third is the physical plane, the body that vibrates. Everything vibrates. You put your palm under a very powerful microscope, you'll see it vibrating. Okay. Now,
So do you suggest?
when
Uh,
yeah,
Just a
yes,
minute,
sir.
sir. So, do you suggest that all these business owners, entrepreneur, because they, are so much stressed in terms of the business, they should do some meditative practices because that will help them to align with these universal laws? Or apart from meditation, do you suggest some other also techniques? Uh,
Yes, yes. In
if
fact,
those are there, if you can just
meditation,
explain.
normal meditations are there, which people are doing. There are so many of
Okay.
them available today. But there
Mhm.
are certain techniques which are for mind control, where you are able to reduce the brain frequency. Now, your brains are operating just like the heart, vibrates or pulsates so many times per minute. The brain vibrates that many times per second. You can find it out from the EEG machines. What is the frequency?
Mhm.
The brain is vibrating in the range of between almost 0 to 21 cycles per second. All right. And the most
Okay.
powerful band in which the brain vibration is between 7 and 14 cycles per second, which is known as the alpha band. Now, when you are able to bring
Okay.
down, normally in conscious mind, we are vibrating between 14 and 20 cycles per second. Because when you have your eyes open and you're focusing on something, your brain has to vibrate at 20 cycles per second. Otherwise, you cannot focus. Even a small child.
So how we can bring down the how we can bring
Yes.
down the frequency?
So
Yeah.
there are meditations with that. So even a
Okay.
child
Okay.
when he's there is at very small child also, when he focuses on something, his brain vibrates at 20 cycles per second. But as soon as the focus is out,
Mhm.
he settles back at the age he's at the child's age. Suppose the child is 3 years old, brain starts vibrating at 3 cycles per second. Okay. Now how, as Dr. Praveen said, how do you bring down? So there is a very very systematic way of doing it. First of all, you need to relax physically. Relax your body physically, right from your scalp to your toes. So there
Mhm.
are methods by which you can do it in matter of seconds once you start learning it.
Sure.
Secondly, you relax mentally. So when you are relaxing mentally, you see yourself in some tranquil and passive scenes like standing on the beach on a summer day or walking through the woods and hearing the birds sing, and you can see even see the squirrels playing on the tree limbs and everything. So these are all the tranquil and passive scenes. That is the time when you are relaxed mentally. Okay, once you're relaxed mentally, all the noises around you get cut off. No distractions will affect you. In fact, those noises will help you relax mentally more and more. And thirdly, you then count from 10 to 1. When you count from 10 to 1, you come down at the level which is known as the center. As I was talking to you about the band, between 7 and 14 cycles per second, the center is the 10 cycles. At that 10 cycles per second, the left and the right brain starts operating together. The right brain is connected always to your spiritual side. So either it is collecting information or sending some information for guidance to your spiritual side. And then it creates those neural paths in the right brain, and that is transferred to your left brain by way of imagination. That imagination which I was talking to you about, that is what creates further neurons in the left brain. And the left brain then gives the command to the body, take the action, creates those feelings, and then the action is taken. Okay, so this is how the whole thing works. So why I said that 98% of people are using only left brain? Because after the age of 10, the right brain functioning gets lower for 98% of people, and the left brain is predominant. So 98% of people are left brain workers, more logical. The creativity part of it has got deactivated. This is the way we can reactivate these faculties like imagination, intuition, your reasoning or thinking power, your memory, your will that helps you in focusing, and your perception, the way you look at things. This also changes. These are the different mental faculties which are there, which are all located in your right brain hemisphere. Reactivate
Very
them.
interesting.
So this is how you are able to then focus and reach go to your goals and dreams. Yes, Dr. Praveen.
Good.
I hope this answers your
So,
question.
yeah, yeah, good, good. Absolutely, because these are some Vedic sciences, or a lot of Western uh, uh, authors and the psychologists, they are doing it, and these are the practices. So
Right.
that is why if you want overall, if you want to achieve overall excellence, then I think this is the point I am pressing it, that you need to focus on your personal excellence as well as the professional excellence. So
Professional.
both are goes side by side, surely.
Right. Right. So yeah, Dr. Praveen. So that is what I was
Okay.
just saying, that if really they want to, people want to know more on these things, how to really
Hmm.
know what they are, what they want to do in their life, how they can do practical techniques to and start working out on those goals. There are certain things which just by listening to this webinar may not help. You may get some idea of what you are supposed to do, but you may not be able to do it
Hmm.
the way that you should really do it. So that,
Yeah.
and whatever your
Correct.
whatever required for the professional excellence, I think we should, if people are interested, they should really come to our master class, which we are going to have
Hmm.
which we can really intimate to people when we are going to have the master class. So that will really help.
Sure.
If you can throw some more light on that master class, Dr. Praveen.
Sure. So, number one is that if you want to achieve personal excellence and professional excellence, first of all, and you can read it in the from the books, but until unless you don't have a mentor, you will not be able to do it. And certain techniques, if you do it without mentor, then it may have some negative effect as well, because your business may not go well. For example, you write a business plan, but you don't do the de-risking of your business plan, which obviously you need to check with the mentors and those who understand. Then you will not be able to perform. uh, so coming back to the before we'll talk about your master class, I have talked about the business excellence, or what we call professional excellence, and we talked about the components. So I said it. Leadership is one of the component which I explained it during the this talk. Then write a strategy, and third, lastly, I explain about the customer focus and customer satisfaction. Now there are few more components are there. So the other component is that if you want to, and this is again, I'm again and again repeating this thing, that this particular webinar or discussion is meant for the business owners and corporate professionals or the entrepreneur, because if they want to succeed, they can't do it alone. They have to take their team along with them, and also they need to make sure that the other component is very important, is that capability enhancement of your team. Please put the right people at the right place. Sometimes when I work with business owners, and they are always facing problem, and they say, Praveen, we last year we appointed a sales manager and he did not perform, so I asked him to leave. Or I appointed a production manager, he was not able to give me a proper productivity. So I was just asking them, have you written the job description? Have you written the behavioral traits of that particular person? So there is an art of selecting a right person. There is even art to select a right person, in terms of have you rightly interviewed. So all those aspects are extremely important. And once you select a person, or maybe you have existing team, are you doing some gap analysis? Because what happened when suppose a company started business 10 years back, and at that point of time they had a turnover of 2 crores, and they have few employees, but now they have a turnover of 50 crore, 100 crore. In the last 10 years they have grown up. Now when their business also grown up, their employees, those who are working, also need to grow professionally. And that's only possible when the companies, they do spend money on training and coaching and development of their employees, whether it could be a management excellence training, or could be a team building training, or could be a sales training, which normally we do, and we typically help organization to take to the normal level. So capability enhancement for the workforce is another component of the professional excellence or a business excellence. The other very important aspect is that your systems and processes. Because again, go back to a situation when any business starts. Every business starts with a small business, and when business is small, the managing director or the owner, they are the finance manager, they are the production manager, they are the sales manager, they are the purchase manager. But slowly, when the organization start growing up, they need to create the organization behind them. But what happens most of the time, I have seen it, that they bring the people, but they bring very low capable people, just to in order to save the money, and they try to micromanage the entire company. Now this is where they commit a mistake. And I'll give the example of MACD. This is my very favorite example, that MACD is a one of the world largest company. And 98% of the employee of MACD, their age is between 18 to 22 years. Now, how these 18 to 22 years of employee have been able to manage such a turnover, and only 4% are very senior experienced employee. But at the end of the day, all these 4% or 5% senior employees, they managing the business. Why? Because they have set system and processes. So what they need to do, the business owners, that they need to create a business process in such a way that it, instead of person specific, it has to be system oriented. Sometimes even business owner is not in their company, he had to go for a meeting. Now what happened, if business owner is not there, who is going to sign the invoice? Okay, so Lalaji will come and he will sign the invoice. No, if Lalaji is not there, somebody has to take the responsibility. So there has to be a proper system, who will do what, and if at all that particular person, if he is not available, then who is the next person who is going to take care? So this has to be designed very strategically. So what will happen, the system, the company will be system dependent instead of the person dependent. So creation of system and processes, as I said, capability enhancement of the people, those who are working in their company. And the last is very important, is that result, how to monitor the result. And the only way you can monitor result, if you create a key performance indicator. There has to be a key performance indicator. Each and everybody working in an organization is starting from even business owner. And first of all, I would suggest that business owners should also create a key performance indicator for himself, and he should distribute to their functional head. When he will create an example for everybody that people will follow, and not only creating a key performance indicator in the monthly meeting or in the weekly meeting, they need to do the performance variance analysis. So they need to like at least not in a weekly but monthly. So a month has been over, what was being planned, what has achieved, if we have overachieved, what is the reason, if we have underachieved, what is the reason why there is a variance, and they need to take a corrective action. So when they start doing it, they, it will have a very very electrifying effect. You will see that after 6 months or 12 months, your organization will improve like anything. So once again, if we follow the components of professional excellence, that is the leadership, that is the robust strategy, customer focus, your systems and processes, capability enhancement of your team, and finally, robust monitoring of the result. Then I think, and that will match with the personal excellence which you have talked about. If these two things will match, this is going to become a terrific combination, and I'm sure any business can, grow like anything exponentially. That's very important in today's world, and people will not feel setbacks. I mean, they will love to work in that organization, and business owners will have very very stress free life, so they can enjoy their personal life as well. Because what happens, whether corporate professional or even business owner, they spend so much time on the factories and their offices, they actually forget the personal life, which is also equally important. So with this, I think we have come to the end. And yes, we have master class every month is running. And if anybody would like to know more details on the master class, maybe Sunil sir, you would like to share the coordinates, the contact details with the
Yeah,
people, so they should connect with you, and we can then coach them in a better way how to improve the personal as well as business excellence. Over to you, sir.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes, sir. So, very rightly said that unless the personal and the professional are not, tuned together, you cannot really excel so much in your life. You need, if you want to go at certain levels in your life beyond the next logical level, I would say it is necessary that your personal and professional both things are resonating. Now, what we spoke just now is about the goals, the desires, your things that you want to really pursue in life and pledge to do it, and about the activities that you need to do, which are really taking you towards that goal. So, and Dr. Praveen, of course, has really explained to you about the different tips and different things that you need to do if you want to really professionally become very reach excellence even in your professional life. These are the things. But what are the next things? Whether we really will be able to achieve or not. Let's take that to the and find out. Let's take that and find out as to why, though they have all these goals and desires, though they know what are the activities they need to really do, what is it that stops them from doing it? Dr. Praveen, I think in the next webinar when we do it on next Tuesday, I would really
Mhm.
like to touch this particular aspect also, as to finding
Sure,
out as to why people are not really able to get the results that they really want. What stops them?
absolutely.
So let's so
Good.
so 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 yeah. So
So,
we'll
are
see
we
you next.
planning next week again? Same
Yes,
time,
yes.
7 to 8 p.m. next week.
7 p.m. to 8
So,
p.m.
I think, yeah. So, I think we are going to do this webinar every week, 7 to 8 p.m. live
Yes,
on Facebook
right.
as well as YouTube. Correct. Good.
Yeah, let us
Right.
take everybody step by step to achieving
Sure.
uh, their professional and personal goals, and let us help them
Yeah.
take the life to the beyond the next logical level. So, Dr. Praveen,
Absolutely. And every
I,
week, yeah, yeah. So every week we are going to have a different topic, so that our entrepreneur, our business owner. Because one thing I've realized in India, business owners, their business acumen is absolutely excellent. Indian
yeah,
business owners are absolutely unbeatable. But the only thing I sometimes I've seen it, especially the MSMEs, that if they use latest corporate practices or the systems and procedures and the certain trainings which we are talking about, if they do take and implement it, I think they that is going to give them absolutely electrifying and excellent
Right.
results.
Perfect.
Yes,
Perfect.
sir.
Yeah. So yes,
Sure. So I
I'm
think,
just
yeah,
I'm just putting my contact details here so that if
absolutely.
anybody wants to really connect with me, they can connect it if they
Sure.
want any more further information. Yeah. So yeah, Dr. Praveen, it's really wonderful that we had this session today, webinar today, and I'm sure that is going to help all those who really go through this and follow what is said here. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Dr. Praveen,
Absolutely.
and
And
thank you all who have attended this particular webinar.
thank you very
And we'll
much.
see you next Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m. Till then, bye
Great.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Good night. Good night.
Night.